With the holidays just around the corner, let's talk about gifts. Yes, gifts for your significant other that loves gaming PCs, has a gaming PC, has a gaming setup, and they want to upgrade it. You want to give them a gift to make their setup even better. That's what we're talking about today. And we're going to talk about items that are under $25, as well as items that are for that setup upgrade. I'm not talking about like upgrading the actual PC. We're not talking about keyboards or mice. We're talking about little things that you can add to it that make it have a little bit more bling bling, you know? Things that give you some FPS increases aesthetically, if that makes any sense. It doesn't, I know. So let's start with something that I really didn't want to spend money on until I actually did, and then I realized how great of an asset, how great of an upgrade they actually were. And these are USB hubs, right? So these are just hubs with extra USB ports on them. I have two of them right here. This is my Catatech, I think it's called. I got this like 4 or 5 years ago, and then this is a D-Link one that has USB-C on the other end that D-Link recently sent me as well. Anyway, these are both gonna be really good options for just a setup upgrade, and they really make things more convenient, like plugging in flash drives or plugging in like an SD card or that kind of stuff. This one right here is gonna come in at around $20. It's gonna be a lot cheaper, but it also feels a bit cheaper. This one right here is gonna be about $35, and I've tested it out and it works pretty good, but it also does feel a little bit more premium, and that's what you get for the extra price, even though you do lose a couple ports. Now, the one thing I wanna mention about these is if you're shopping around and you're picking a USB hub up, make sure to check the actual specs. So we have a USB 3.0, I think this is type B, I think is what this port is right here, but this is a USB 3.0 hub. But just because this whole thing is a USB 3.0 hub, like the connection is, doesn't mean these are going to be. There's a lot of them out there that will give you, like, you know, say USB 3.2, and that incoming connection will be 3.2, while these will all be 3.0. So if you're looking for 3.2 speeds and these ports are only 3.0 speeds, you're only gonna get 3.0 speeds, even if this port back here allows for 3.2 speeds. Basically, it comes down to the weakest link. Whatever the weakest link is what you get when it comes down to like a lot of things, but again, USB hubs included. So one of the best gifts you can get to your significant other that has a gaming PC that they don't already have one right now is gonna be a desk mat. And I have this one right here, this is a leather one, and then this is a cloth version, okay? These are both very, very, very inexpensive. You can get them for under 15 bucks, I believe, or maybe under $20 each. Some of them are more expensive, some are not. I will be leaving links, of course, down in the description box below for you guys so you can see the specific ones that I am actually telling you guys to grab. But I have tested a lot of cloth ones. I've tested some leather ones. These leather ones are really, really cheap. I think like 13, 14 bucks, and they're super high quality. They just aren't for everybody. Now, a desk mat makes the setups look really clean, looks really nice. It also is useful because it helps you have a better surface where it's more comfortable than just sitting on, like, you know, a desk that's all made of wood and hard and stuff like that. Having a little bit of padding helps a lot. Also, I want to shout out my buddy Jack over from Techvania, his YouTube channel as well. He's actually the one who recommended that I picked up some of these leather ones. And while I personally am not the biggest fan of the leather feel when I'm actually gaming and that kind of stuff, I prefer the cloth feel. They're really nice quality wise. I use them for like B-roll sometimes. I use them for other things like that, photos, that kind of stuff. Now, if you really want to get something that's going to update and make their setup look really, really good, and it's going to be basically lifting these monitors off of the desk and getting them up on the wall, or just having them lifted up with a monitor mount. I have two examples right here. These are Wally actual TV mounts, and you can mount your stuff right to the walls. I use these a lot, and I had all my monitors mounted up until I redid my whole studio. So these are very, very convenient, very nice to use. So like I said, personally, I am a huge fan of wall-mounted monitors, but even the desk-mounted ones help lift the monitor off the desk and make the setup feel a little bit more complete. So in our case, I would recommend either the Wally mount I just showed you guys, or go ahead and get one of the monitor mounts that connect directly to your desk and helps lift it up that way. Both come in at under $25, and they work really well overall. Now, if you don't mind spending a little bit more money, the gas spring versions are super, super, super nice when it comes to getting the monitor just right height-wise, or even lining it up with a second monitor. Being that I use these Wally monitor mounts for a while now, the one gripe I have with them is that they don't have height adjustments, which really stink, especially if you're trying to get two monitors that are different to evenly line up. These gas spring versions correct that issue and help make this process a lot easier. Next up on my list of incredible gift ideas for your PC lover is going to be the Govee LED strips. I've used these, they've worked great. They're cuttable, they are controllable via Bluetooth or via the controller that comes with it, and I really, really like them. They're also really inexpensive, coming in at under $20. So there's not really much more to say about LED strips, but I would highly recommend picking these up, as they will definitely make their setup pop a lot more. But there's not really much to say about this, so let's talk about headphone stands. So personally, I actually use the Total Mount headphone stand, and it hangs out right underneath my desk. It's nice and concealed and takes up no room on my desk at all. It's also less than $12 and comes in either black or white. The only downside is that it does attach to your wall via adhesive, and in my experience, the whole damage-free mounting crap is a little bit off. When I removed it so that I could paint my whole studio, so I could redo my whole studio, it took a little bit of drywall with it, and luckily I do know how to repair drywall, so it wasn't that big of a deal. However, it was still kind of a bummer that it did it in the first place. So if that's something that you might be concerned about, I'm also a big fan of this One Gneg wooden stand too. It's a bit pricier at just under $30, but it looks super nice, so you can grab that or an oversized pop figure and use that like I did for a while. Which leads me to the gift that really says, I support your PC gaming addiction. Pop figurines. I personally don't have a ton, but there was a time that I was starting to get out of hand with them. Regardless, picking up a pop figure of his or her favorite characters are no doubt a great gift, but also a great setup upgrade. There are a ton under $15, but this one is really going to vary depending on what they like. Plus, I think they add like 50 or 60, maybe even 70 FPS to your gaming experience. Yeah, I know, crazy. I'm just kidding. They don't add any FPS to your gaming system. Please do not sue me for saying that. They're cool to look at though, you know what I mean? Anyway, I hope that this list has helped you guys pick out the perfect gift for that PC gamer of yours. And if it didn't, I hope that at least sparked some ideas of your own. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.